Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good evening and good morning to all, as per your time zones. However, Namaste sounds befitting to all the viewers, irrespective of the time zones. Even otherwise, Namaste has acquired worldwide acceptance these days. Anyways, I, Namrata Bajaj, on behalf of Indrashil University, welcome our keynote speaker, Dr. Wojciech and Ms. Cody, along with our deans, Dr. Amish Vyas, Dr. Bharti Dave, and joined, we are joined with Dr. Sumit Chaudhary also. Yes, sir. So welcome to you all. And I also welcome all the viewers who are watching us live on Zoom as well as on Facebook. Dr. Wojciech who is actually an executive director of global affairs and the English language institute at Sacred Heart University, has joined us today as a keynote speaker. He provides intellectual and administrative leadership, direction and supervision to the Office of Global Affairs, and he has over 24 years of experience in the field of international higher education. Moving to Ms. Cody, who is associated with Sacred Heart University for over 9 years. She oversees and maintains the recruitment, conversion, enrollment, and retention of new international undergraduate and graduate students, thereby enhancing the quality and quantity of such students. We have Dr. Amish Vyas, who is Dean School of Engineering at Indrashil University, and he oversees not only the administrative part but also the academic part of Indrashil University at School of Engineering. We are joined by Dr. Bharti Dave, who is Dean School of Science. She takes care of the admin and academic part of a School of Science, where we offer graduate and postgraduate programs as well PhD programs. We have Dr. Sumit Chaudhary with us, who is heading the Computer Science and Engineering Department. Welcome all, sir. Dual degree has become very happening and need of the hour in the present times. Indrashil University is aware of this trend and the requirement of the industry too at global and local level. So it has partnered with Sacred Heart University, USA, to fulfill various objectives, which our Dean, School of Engineering, Dr. Amish Vyas from IU, he will elaborate along with Dr. Wojciech, who is again from Sacred Heart University, USA, for clear understanding. For the audience, if there is any question, we'll be handling those questions at the end of the webinar. And please have patience till then. You can put your questions or queries in the chat box or in the Q&A box. And further, we would encourage and we will appreciate rather that if you identify your name as well to the speaker whom you have the query with, so that we can answer you adequately. So that is how we'll go about. And if you have more details and want to know more about Indrashil University, you can log on to our website also, that is www.indrashiluniversity.edu.in. Moving further, I now hand over the charge to Dr. Vyas for the introduction of Indrashil University. Dr. Vyas, please.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Namrata. Yes, we have. Can we have a slide, please? Yeah. So welcome all the panelists on the board. And next slide, please. This is basically a awareness program regarding the dual degree program in collaboration with Sacred Heart University. Let me introduce you about the Indrashil University, which is an educational initiative of Cadila Pharmaceuticals Limited. Cadila Pharmaceuticals Limited, as all of us are aware, that one of the largest privately held pharmaceutical companies in India, which was established in the year 1951. And at present, it has existence in more than 90 countries with close to 10,000 employees. So Indrashil University is an educational initiative as a part of CSR activities and envisioned as a world-class university with focus on research and academics to achieve global standards of excellence in education in India. Next, please. So this is a little journey about Indrashil University and how Kedila has taken it up. So in 1951, Kedila Pharmaceuticals Limited was started, which is a leading pharmaceutical company in India, as I said earlier. And in 2016, Sri Saraswati Educational Sansthan, that was education initiative by the CPL, that is Kedila Pharmaceuticals Limited. In 2018, very quickly, we have established Indrashil University, which is still a very young university, but achieving a very high mileage. And it is a first of its kind life science university in India. And we are lucky enough to have Atal Incubation Center at our place. In the year 2018 itself, we are the one of the, or we are the only one who achieved such kind of Atal Incubation Center at its place in a very first year of establishment of our university. And in 2020, that is basically 2019-20, we are having student startup and innovation program scheme, which is partly funded by the government of Gujarat at our place. So you can see the unique part, Atal Incubation Center and student startup and innovation program, both are at one place along with the engineering and science program. So very rarely available combination is there at the Indrashil University. Next, please. So the pioneer of the source of inspiration behind the university establishment, and that is the visionary Sri Indravadan A. Modi, rather late Sri Indravadan A. Modi, father of our CMD of Kedila Pharmaceuticals Limited, Dr. Rajiv I. Modi. Indrashil University, that was established as a philanthropic initiative of its founding chancellor, Dr. Rajiv I. Modi, in the loving memory of Indravadan A. Modi and Shilaben I. Modi, father and mother of Sri Rajiv I. Modi. And the founder chairman of Kedila Pharma, Sri Indravadan Modi, was a great visionary, yet an extremely humble and generous person, also known as the medicine man of India. So Sri Modi was a true nationalist and pioneered the production of medicines in India. As the first employee of Kedila, Srimati Shilaben Modi offered unwavering support to him. She was the strength behind Sri I.A. Modi's resolve to market or to make medicines affordable to the most vulnerable section in our society. And the entire Ayu Parivar is deeply inspired by the principles and committed to accomplish its goal, keeping in mind the rich culture, values, and morals founded in the ethos of Kedila Pharmaceuticals Limited. Next, please. So why one should select the Indrashil University? Basically, we have 5 pillars at Indrashil University: academic excellence, industrial exposure, internship and placement, and above all 360-degree development of the students, and yes, global education standards. These are the 5 pillars of Indrashil University, which makes one to select Indrashil University. Next, please. So to continue with, in micro level, ample hands-on practical experience are given to the given at Indrashil University. Experience learning, that is the key of our success. Industry tailored curriculum, that is the basic thing and which is missing at most of the places which you can find at Indrashil University. State of the art infrastructure that you will see in the coming slides. Platforms for developing entrepreneur skill, as I said, AIC and SSIP both are at one place. Encouragement for co-curricular and extracurricular activities. There are number of activities going on 365 days, 24/7. You can find out even in this COVID-19 era, you can find the online activities going on at the Indrashil universities. Electives within and across the discipline, that is the one beautiful part of the Indrashil University curriculum. Encouragement for research. Next, please. Faculty from the premier institution, so it is not compromising with the quality of faculty members. Strong industry linkage, being a partner with the Kedila and other industry, we have a very strong industry linkage. Credited internship program for MSc, B.Tech and BSc. soft skill training for enhancing placement opportunity. As all of us are aware that nowadays soft skill is a major part of the employment selection, and we can't compromise with that soft skill part also. So it is a training of on soft skill part, that is a very uh, uh, key area which is given a prime importance at the Indrashil University. Placement assistance for all eligible students. Yes, you have to prove your eligibility. Placements are there. Flexible and transparent academic system. Yes, we have very flexible and academic transparent system where you can choose the courses of your choices, of your interest. You can choose the minors of your interest. You can select for the branches. You can jump from one to other branches after 1 year. So such kind of flexibilities are available. And student-centric education, that is a very important parameter. Next, please. So at Indrashil University, at present, we are going with two schools, School of Engineering and School of Science. School of Engineering offering B.Tech in Computer Science and Engineering, Mechanical Engineering, Chemical and Biochemical Engineering, and also it is offering PhD in the above mentioned areas. In School of Science, we are offering BSc honors in chemistry and bioscience. We are offering MSc in chemistry, animal biology, microbiology, and PhD in all the above mentioned areas. Next, please. So the mentor behind the Indrashil University, the name itself is enough to mention. That is the Dr. J.S. Yadav, Provost of Indrashil University, mentor and director of research of Indrashil University. He is former director of IICT Hyderabad. He is a Santi Swarup Bhatnagar Fellow, J.C. Bose National Fellow. 150 plus patents are there on his name. More than 1400 publications are there. He has already guided more than 250 PhD students and many are in queue. And 27,000 citations. This is still going on. The number is going on. So a man itself is an encyclopedia of organic chemistry in India. Next, please. So under School of Science, as I mentioned, the pictorial views are there and the programs offered. Why chemistry and biosciences at IU? Yeah, please next. Why chemistry and biosciences at IU? So there are few parameters which makes you to select Indrashil University to pursue your chemistry and biosciences study over there. Indrashil University offers these all programs, oriented and futuristic curriculum with practical exposure, highly equipped R&D labs with analytical support. Rarely you can find the laboratories and research laboratories available at Indrashil University at any other place. You will see the pictures. Eminent faculty and research scientists from premier institutes including IIT, IICT, university, CSIR institutions, research institutions, and from industrial sectors, including Kedila. So we have very good bridge with academic and industry. Strong industry connect and R&D center networks, offering internship program for the students. That is the basically industry internship program and research internship program. And outcome-based education leading to industrial job, R&D profession, entrepreneurship. Next, please. So here you can see the chemistry research lab, which is used for chemistry as well as for the chemical and biochemical engineering. You can find out the infrastructure. You can see the general instrumentation lab, analytical instrumentation lab, autoclave lab, microbiology lab, cell biology lab. You can find out the number of HPLC, GCs, spectrophotometers, everything you name, including the NMR, including the NMR. It is available at Indrashil University. So in School of Engineering, you can see 3 programs we are offering, but the beautiful part is each program is also offering minor specialization along with the core program degree. Like in computer science and engineering, you can have big data and data science, cyber security, embedded systems and IoT, machine learning and artificial intelligence. Similarly, in mechanical engineering, you can have automation and robotics, mechatronics, advanced manufacturing, design engineering, automobile, thermal engineering. In chemical and biochemical engineering, you can have bioprocess engineering, environmental science and sustainability, process modeling and optimization, micro and nanofluidics. And in addition to that, sector-specific specialization is also available. PhD is also there. Next, please. So subjects of study and curriculum, you can see the minor specialization and the major courses which you are dealing with in computer science and engineering, like digital signal processing, multimedia technologies, artificial intelligence, networking system, data science, robotics, IoT, machine learning. And these are just the names, but laboratory and softwares also available in the computer science and engineering laboratories. Next, please. In chemical and biochemical engineering, bioprocess engineering, nanoscience and nanotechnology, pharmaceutical technology, petroleum refining and petrochemicals, polymer technology, environmental science, chemical process optimization, process modeling, process simulation techniques. So you have a bunch of all such kind of minors and the majors available at one place itself. Next, please. In mechanical engineering, just name the minor and the core course which you are interested. You will find like thermal, machine design, operational research, manufacturing technology, fluid dynamics, industrial engineering, automation, robotics, advanced manufacturing, automobile, mechatronics, where almost you can find 70 parts of electronics. Still, these kind of course, multidisciplinary course, are also available in mechanical engineering. Next, please. So computer laboratory, you can see one monitor and one CPU, but that CPU contains a complete globe within it. That is the beauty of computer science and engineering. Next, please. In chemical and mechanical engineering, you name the laboratory, it is available. Though it is just 3 years young laboratory, 3 years young university, you can find all such research related equipments in chemical laboratories as well as in chemistry. Next, please. Industrial internship and visits. This is a very routine activity at the Indrashil University. You can see the few pictorials which shows the visit of industries. Next, please. So MOU focus activities, we have listed down which are the focused activities under MOU. Internship programs where student exchange program are also included. Faculty training and guest lectures, this is a routine activity. Live projects and research where the collaboration with the industry, we can do it. Setting up of IoT and augmented reality laboratories, that is the new buzzwords in the computer science and engineering, mainly in the information technology also. Establishing COE, that is a center of excellence for skill development. Industry specific course curriculum, that is already I mentioned. Teaching and learning support to industry people, to industry employees, and to our students also, and it's a vice versa activity under the MOU. Next, please. So these are the few names where we have already industry linkages. Kedilabad obvious is there, but CII, you can see Confederation of Industry, Indian Industry, which are having more than 5,000 industry as a part of membership. We have linkages with them. Next, please. So these are the glimpses from the eyes of camera showing the extracurricular activities carried out at Indrashil University. Next, please. And this is what for which we all are here. That is the 3+1 year dual degree program with Sacred Heart University, and rest will be explained by our Sacred Heart University representatives, Dr. Wojciech and Ms. Nevers over there. So thank you for patience listening. And if you have any query related to the Indrashil University, you can visit our website www.indrashiluniversity.edu.in, or you can drop in mail at admission@indrashiluniversity.edu.in, or you can call or WhatsApp on 6359102727. Rest social media platforms are mentioned in our slide. So I hope I have given the enough information about the Indrashil University. Still, if you have any query, you can drop in your query during this session also, or even after that session also. We will be happy to reply all your queries. Thank you. Over to Namrata, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you very much, Professor Vias.
Yeah,
my great colleague Corey Nevers has our presentation. Before I start, I'd like us to be able to start sharing our screens. We are absolutely thrilled to be invited to this wonderful and important partnership For Sacred Heart University, it is also important to have meaningful relationships around the world. Nowhere can we see such vibrant relationships in the STEM fields as we see in India and in Indrashil University. Even though Sacred Heart University is a little bit older, we were established in 1963, our modernization period, let's put it this way, our combination of business and engineering, our innovation labs, our idea labs, our artificial intelligence labs, and all these other very current industrial facilities are the matter of the last 3-4 years as well. So we want to say that in case of technology and engineering, we're also a 3 years young university. What also attracted us to become partners with Indrashil University is precisely everything that Professor Vias has just listed. What I mean by that is experiential learning, state-of-the-art facilities, co-curricular and extracurricular attention to our students, research, hands-on experience, premier faculty that we have, industry linkages, soft skills and career training services, student-centered education, of course, transparent educational system, as well as placement assistance for our students. So we align with Indrashil University on so many fields and in so many respects that this partnership for a dual degree is just such a natural thing to happen. As the executive director of the Office of Global Affairs, it is the role of my office to make sure that we don't have several hundred university partnerships around the world, but that we have few that really, really work. And we are absolutely and fully convinced that the one with Indrashil University that has just recently been signed is going to be one of those that will bear fruit in producing young professionals who are both educated as well as an industry experienced, both in India and in the United States of America. Can I have the next slide, please? So introducing us briefly, as I said, my name is Dr. Wojciech Wolch. I'm the Executive Director of the Office of Global Affairs and the English Language Institute. And with me here is Ms. Corey Nevers, who is Executive Director of International Admissions. Ms. Corey will be running most of the presentation, introducing you to all of these things that I've mentioned, both in word and in vision. Next slide. So where are we? We are in northeastern United States, the so-called New England. We are 90 kilometers away from New York City, 2.5 hours away from Boston. We have cooperations with such companies as Amazon, Google, Deloitte, Panasonic, ESPN, KPMG, Subway, Microsoft, IBM, AIG, you name it. We have graduates working in these companies. We have internships ready for in these companies. It's also because of the proximity to New York City that makes Sacred Heart University such an attractive partner, not only to Indrashil University, but many other universities around the world as well. But as I said, we are very picky. We are not signing with everyone who reaches out to us. Those companies that we are mentioned and listed here, you will see them again, offer graduate jobs, OPTs, and internship placements. OPT is a program that every student who is a degree-seeking F1 visa student is eligible for. It's short for optional practical training. Upon completion of your degree, you will be able to engage in fully paid a period of, I believe, up to 3 years, but Corey may correct me if I'm wrong, if it is in a STEM field that you are engaging in your internship practical training in. Corey, would you like to take over from now?
Great, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the nice introduction. We're very proud at Sacred Heart University. As was mentioned, we were founded in 1963. So as far as the university is concerned, we are very young, but we have climbed the ladder quite well with our rankings and our statistics. you would be joining students at Sacred Heart. We have about 5,000 undergraduate students and nearly 4,000 graduate students. So the amount of students that are here on campus walking about, participating in activities in the classroom, outside of the classroom, is quite rich and very engaging. We were ranked the 11th safest town by SafeWise. We are in the town of Fairfield, Connecticut. So in the state of Connecticut, in the town of Fairfield. Very, very proud. Safety is very much a concern for all of us, and we're very proud to have received that designation. We are the second largest Catholic school in New England. And as was mentioned, New England is a section of the United States in the northeast corner, and we are second to Boston College in our growth. Part of the growth has led us to being ranked as one of the most innovative universities. And just in this past year, we moved in our rankings with US News and World Report to the national ranking. We used to be in that Northeast ranking, and now we are at the national ranking. And we are continuing to grow and grow and grow, and getting into that ranking in those statistic areas and growing in that. It's a very challenging market because we have Yale and Harvard and Stanford and well-known institutions globally, and they are at the head of the pack when it comes to the rankings, but we are certainly growing in that regard for Sacred Heart University. We're very proud to be a AACSB accredited institution within our College of Business. That is the gold star standing that a university can achieve for accreditation with their College of Business. Fewer than 5% of the universities in the world have this designation, and Sacred Heart University has it. A few more items I'd like to point out to you here, regardless if you're an undergraduate student coming or a graduate student coming, to be the top 10 happiest students. I think for me, on the outside of the academic side, it speaks to the residential life and the community that is at Sacred Heart. Those who are commuters to the university, those who are living here, the faculty, the staff, we lend ourselves to students and always work every day towards the interest, as was mentioned earlier, to the student-centric experience. And we have great success with our students receiving jobs, and I have more information on that with our career planning office in a few more slides. For now, what I'd like to do is just take just under 2 minutes of time, and I'm going to try to connect us to YouTube, which has an overview. It's a video of the university, and I think it does a very nice job of giving you a sense of what the campus view is. So if you bear with me one moment, please, I will need to share my screen again. One moment, please. Excuse me. I will stop sharing and join you in just a moment.
While Ms. Nevers is starting the video, I would like to mention a couple of more things. We have recently hired a new dean in our College of Business and Technology who has extremely strong ties with the industry world. She came to us. She's an American, a Harvardian, and an industry specialist in both pharmaceutical industry. See, that's another reason why we're such a close partner, because she worked in France and in all over Europe in general for linking large corporate environments with academics. And so her role as a new dean of the College of Business and Technology is precisely to bring us even closer than we have been to the world of industry and make our students even more industry ready. When you were talking about your faculty, Professor Vias, that they are superb class, most, if not all of our faculty members are industry trained and and come from the corporate and computer science world. So they are all very much hands-on experienced individuals who have both the academic as well as a professional expertise in what we're doing. So we are very thrilled to be aligned on so many levels with Indrashil University, that this partnership is just such a natural next thing.
Excuse me. Thank you, Wojciech. I'm assuming perhaps my screen was not able to be shared during the video. Was the video seen? My apologies. If I could try one more time, I'm very sorry. I was sitting in expectation that people were viewing the screen, the video. One moment, please. I'm sorry. I will try one more time.
No issues,
here.
ma'am. You can carry on, please.
Do you see the screen now, the intro video, please?
Yep.
Okay, my apologies. Let's try this again.
Can our technical team help anyway, in any way?
Sorry, here we go.
Here it is.
If this is not agreeable, then I will just advance on to our, with our presentation.
You can try to replay it because we can see it now.
Okay. I think I may need to move on.
No issues, ma'am.
Okay. And I can try to share this here. Do you see the screen beginning?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's uploading. Yeah, it's uploading.
Thank you.
Yeah, it has started. Maybe if we can have audio. No.
Is audio good?
No, please.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
All
okay.
right, I will.
It's okay.
My apologies. I will share the link with the team, and I will continue to advance
No worries,
the
ma'am.
presentation.
Yeah.
My sincere apologies.
No worries, ma'am. Please.
Sacred Heart University.
Yeah.
Thank you. We have been growing, as I mentioned earlier, we're the second largest Catholic university in New England, and we have been growing very rapidly, doubled in size within the last 10 years. We, as a student at the university, you would experience 4 seasons. We do have summer, we have fall, we have winter, and we have spring. So the growth of our campus, I'm going to review a few slides here. You can see that our commencement back in 2019 has thousands of students who are graduating, both undergraduate and graduate. When you're a student here, you'll have an opportunity to get involved outside of the classroom too. We pride ourselves on student learning, of course, in the classroom, in research and projects and publications, but it's outside of the classroom where we also believe that students live and learn. So it might be an opportunity where you yourself as a student could engage in our activities, whether it's something on the athletic side for co-curricular sport, or it might be you want to lend your voice to our choir or your theater acting skills to our theater program. We also have active dance teams and so on. So again, when you come here, just like with your experience at IU, it is an opportunity for you to engage yourself and learn about yourself outside of the classroom. We have a very beautiful, beautiful campus. It's park-like, it's green, it's very clean. These are some of the photos from our dining centers. We have a diner on campus, which is all opened almost 24 hours a day when students are on campus. We have residential living, which you can see presented here, where students live with another person and learn about sharing space and growing together. But all of these facilities are clean, very, very clean, and very, very modern, and available to you as a student when you're here studying your undergraduate experience. Part of the growth and development that we've had at the university and the doubling in size was because we purchased the former world headquarters of General Electric. It's located 1 kilometer from our main campus, and it is now incorporated into our entire culture. It's the new facility where we have the Jack Welch College of Business and Technology, which includes engineering. And these slides that you've seen throughout my presentation, they are not stock photos. They are all Sacred Heart University students, all Sacred Heart University facilities. And we've incorporated the GE campus within the last 2 to 3 years. And everything that is over there has been renovated and new. We've got finance lab, artificial intelligence lab, virtual reality lab, a maker space, which we've renamed the Idea Lab, because it's the place where we want students to go and create ideas. And you can go and sit there and study and not be an engineering student just because you want to be in the vibe of that area. And all of these facilities speak in a complementary way to the experience of programs and infrastructure that's available at Indrashil. Excuse me. Continuing on with some of the photos of campus so you get a feel for the university's life outside of the classroom. We have very active students who participate in club sports and extracurricular activities and just personal training. So this is available to all of our students as well. And interestingly enough, we also have a 6-lane bowling alley on our campus, which students can participate in. We have a bowling team that is top in its class. Outside of the classroom, again, I've been mentioning these are just some clubs and organizations, and we do celebrate Diwali, we celebrate Holi. We will take you on trips. You could go to Boston, you can go to New York City. You'll meet friends from around the world. Again, some of our photos from our film and television, where for those students who are interested in these particular areas, it might be a class that you would take, but you will get the hands-on experience and exposure to participate in projects and classroom learning and motion capture and so many other opportunities. Dr. Wojciech, Dr. Wolch, would you please speak about the opportunities we have outside of just individual programs for the undergraduate students?
Yes, so as I said, aside, of course, from hands-on experience that you get, academic experience that you get in our classrooms, you get a hands-on experience during curricular practical training and then afterwards in optional practical training. But to give you more of a rounded experience of Sacred Heart University, you will now see that we are also a university that offers all levels of degrees, including even associate's degree. We have just acquired St. Vincent's College, which is a associate's degree granting university institution. So we have 2-year degrees, 4-year degrees, 5-year degrees. We have bachelor's, we have master's, we have PhD programs. So on the undergraduate level, you will see on the upcoming few slides that we have 70+ academic programs. In our accredited AACSB accredited business school, we also have a variety of programs from liberal arts through business, through even health sciences and nursing and education. So we are a full-fledged university with 6 full colleges. We also have combined degree programs on bachelor level with other institutions in the area. So our own domestic students can also do a dual degree with a domestic partner. We also have a variety of master level programs that are open to international students You will see the ones in red are STEM approved. So that means that your optional practical training post-graduation will be longer than a year, which is the case for all other degree programs. I want to say a few things as well very quickly about our engineering program. So with Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering degree, you will explore computer science, electronic engineering, digital systems with an emphasis on both theory, analysis, as well as design. It won't be just a development of technological savvy. We will also enhance your communication skills, and you will emerge from the program able to communicate complex computer engineering concepts to a wide range of audiences. Our curriculum is aligned with industry needed competencies, providing a platform for a successful career in computer engineering, systems engineering, software engineering, or programming. You will be able to discover the best of both the hardware and the software worlds, immersed with the entrepreneurial resources and connections of the College of Business and Technology. I think that combining business and technology is the right way to approach the contemporary world and contemporary job market.
Excellent. Thank you. You know, we talk a lot, or I speak a lot, because my role at the university is working with students who are inquiring. I work with students who are interested in the undergraduate study and the graduate studies. And this is some of these points I tell students all the time so that they can get a feel for the university, that we're a large we're a large university as far as people are concerned, for the coming and going, like I said, of in classroom and out of classroom, but the personal attention that a student will get is intense. You know, we have small class sizes. Faculty will know who you are. You will be invited to participate in research if you're a strong student. There's hands-on experience that happens. A lot of opportunities for participate in leadership skills. Again, the Jack Welch College of Business and Technology. Jack Welch was the former CEO of General Electric, which is, again, the connection that we've had for a long-standing time with General Electric. As was mentioned earlier, the STEM programs at Sacred Heart, the STEM approved programs, I will mention, do allow you to stay for the time being in the United States for 3 years after you complete the program on your student visa. A little bit more to follow on that in a future slide. But to explain a little bit more also what you will receive when you're a student here, you know, we have speakers that come to campus all the time. I am on campus a lot, as is my counterpart, just for self-enrichment of listening to speakers or hearing students give their presentations. You know, it's an open door format for all of us here who wish to learn from our students and outside industry leaders. I've mentioned already the state-of-the-art facilities that we have, the clean facilities, the opportunities for career development are going to come up in a moment. But the most important for me, also as a mother who has had one student complete his undergraduate and his graduate degree at Sacred Heart, has been the personal attention that students receive. And I have a daughter now who's going to be entering her sophomore year, her second year at the university. So I'm very proud to be a mother of a graduate of undergraduate, and soon to be a master's, and then soon to be a second student in her undergraduate degree. So Dr. Wolch, I'd like for you to take over this slide, please, and just talk about a few facts about our partnership.
Yes, so we're excited to share with you that this agreement is in a 3+1 mode. So your first 3 years will be at UI, and then you will move to Sacred Heart University for the final year of your study. At the end of those 4 years, you will earn 2 degrees, 2 bachelor degrees, one from Indrashil University and one from Sacred Heart. The inquiry process, the admission process, of course, because of the first 3 years being held there, is managed by Indrashil University, but in close cooperation with our Office of International Admissions that is headed by Ms. Nevers, and the Office of Global Affairs, which is me. We want to make sure that we provide you a very streamlined and very supportive environment. We will try to do our best for all of the students who are already in the program at Indrashil to get you engaged to some extent with Sacred Heart University during your first 3 years of studies as well. We will definitely be offering webinars and conferences and other things that will be available to you as a dual degree student for free. During your experience while you are at Sacred Heart University, you will live on campus. You saw the state-of-the-art facilities that we have. And so we guarantee space for you in our dormitories. And we have both merit and academic scholarships available for you.
I can share with you the current listing of the academic scholarships that are available to students. These particular dollar amounts are subject to change by the time any particular student is enrolled at the university. But what I'd like to draw your attention to is the fact that scholarship opportunities for your time at Sacred Heart as an undergraduate student absolutely exist.
And, you know, of course, as is the case with scholarships, the better the student you are, the higher the monetary value of the scholarship you will get, because it is your grade point average driven. So, you know, as you start your studies at Indrashil or in this dual degree program, we would love to see you try as hard as you can and be as successful as you can, because at the end of this, in your final year, there is a financial incentive.
Yes, thank you for pointing that out. So I'd like to review just some services that are available to you as a student when you're at Sacred Heart University. The experience of coming from India to the US, there, you know, requires the completion of the attainment of an F1 student visa. So we have counterparts at Sacred Heart University who assist you in this role. So you'll go through the application process, receive admission, and then from that point, we'll be working with our immigration office at Sacred Heart, who will issue you the appropriate government documents that you will take when you go for your visa appointment to secure an F1 student visa. So you will get guided step by step through that process and what it's required to be issued the documentation, and also training for the visa appointment prior to going for the visa appointment, and so on. When you're here as a student, the immigration office continues to keep you informed about your rights and responsibilities as an F1 student in the United States at Sacred Heart. And then we will help you with your visa experience when you complete the program here, should you decide to stay in the United States after your bachelor's degree, because there is opportunities for you to do that, or you stay and complete a master's degree, which is a very easy transfer of your current F1 visa from your undergrad to your graduate program. And again, the immigration office at Sacred Heart University guides you step by step through that process. We also have, and they will stay with you and continue to work with you even through your OPT experience. So as a Sacred Heart University student on a visa that has Sacred Heart University on that visa, we are responsible for your entire time when you're in the United States on that visa appointment. So I would like to make it very clear that the immigration office is at Sacred Heart and is always here for you step by step. Student affairs and residential life, they will help you with housing, they will help arrange orientation, they help arrange your onboarding, they help to arrange all the student clubs and activities that you'll be doing. As I've mentioned earlier, our importance, our emphasis on students living and learning outside of the classroom. So in your first 50 days when you're here, there are 50 days worth of activities, probably 5 options a day. And it's all for an opportunity for you to live and learn and get to know other students at the university. Very important to many, many students, and certainly to parents, is the career option and the planning that happens. So we do have a Center for Career and Professional Development, and they do hundreds of workshops a year. They have industry leaders come to campus. They do one-to-one professional development and coaching. They will meet one person, with one student, to talk about what their goals are, what their aspirations are, what their academic interest is, what their career plans are. They'll go over the resume. As a matter of fact, when we have career fairs on campus, a student is not allowed to enter that facility, to enter the room where the career center is, the career fair is happening, without having had the resume reviewed. They also need to be professionally dressed. We talk about how to be professional dressed. We also have etiquette dinners where we teach students how to eat etiquette, like at a business meal, for example. What do you do with the lemon when you're done with it from the water, and so on and so forth. Some of those little idiosyncrasies that could help in the long run if you are having an interview over the course of a meal experience. But the interview skills, the letter writing, the cover letter writing, the job research skills doesn't end. It continues, and we invite students to come to their office every day. If a student wishes every day to go to their office, they are open and online and available to students. As a matter of fact, this morning when I went to clean up this slide, I noticed that they're having an OPT, an F1 and OPT training session, because they also have an immigration lawyer who will come at least once, if not 3 times a year, to talk about students in immigration law and what they should do to stay on top of staying in the United States and regulations after they complete their degree. So with just a few slides left, I do want to mention that if you start your interest at Sacred Heart University with your bachelor's degree, with the partnership that we have, you could, if you chose, stay to complete a master's degree. And the master's degree can be different than your bachelor's degree. So perhaps you study computer science but for your undergrad, but then you want to study cybersecurity as your grad. You can do this. It's very, very flexible to have a degree at the master's level that is different than the bachelor's degree. We have a very streamlined curriculum. We have plans of study for each program of interest. And the transition of your student visa, as I mentioned earlier, is seamless. It's just a matter of changing the academic level that is on your paperwork, which is already on file with the immigration office at Sacred Heart. And we do make the process for applying easy, seamless. There's no application fee. You do not need to go for another visa interview. And there's, most students will have their master's degree completed in 15 months. And so it's a very quick timeline. And these are, as this slide has already been shared once before, but these are some of the academic programs that are available to students who wish to continue to study their master's degree at Sacred Heart. So I believe this will conclude our portion of the presentation. What I would like to do, because the video I was not able to share, I think I will share that link with the presenter to see if that becomes of interest, depending on our time to share that this morning. So with that, I would welcome any questions that anyone might have, and I certainly thank you very much, and thank you to my colleague for assisting through the presentation.
Thank you, Ms. Cody and Dr. Wojciech, for this wonderful presentation. In fact, it gave a complete know-how of the Sacred Heart University, its processes, seamless process and easy ways, right from sharing the rankings, statistics. And in fact, it was heartening to know that you encourage students to celebrate festivals also there, especially Indian festivals, brings smiles on our faces, all those viewers also. So it's a, home away from home. That is what the feeling I got. Fair enough. It's time now for the questionnaire session from the panelists. If you can display the question and answer box, or should I be taking one by one, which are actually relevant right now as a panelist, say so. Amit sir. Sir, unmute yourself, sir.
I think I would like to share few slides and I am just sharing that screen with all of the attendees, also in benefit of all the attendees, because they might be interested in knowing few of the things over here. So
sure.
That is, this all are from the part of our MOU.
Right, sir.
So we can go through this thing also. Quickly, I will go through this. These all things are covered that we are having a MOU with already mentioned, and the requirement for the students that they must have 7.5 CGPA on 10-point scale at the end of their study at the Indrashil University, and they have to complete their academic work during the first 3 years at IU. And SHU and IU will work together to determine the number of students to participate in the program. IU students who apply to participate in this program would be expected to meet SHU's admission standards and following required application documents: official transcript, proof of English language proficiency, bank statements, and copy of valid passport. Plus, to matriculate to SHU, a student must demonstrate competency of the English language. So these are the languages which are valid by the SHU, and they stand like TOEFL 80 score is required, for IELTS 6.5 band is required. SHU ESL 90% must be approved by the SHU. PT 62, Duolingo then 110. And upon completion of the requisite academic work at IU, students shall matriculate to SHU, and all matriculation confirmation letters shall be sent to SHU, sent by SHU to the students directly. And the matriculation GPA required 3 are equivalent as per SHU, that is CGPA 7.5 or higher using 10 grading scale at IU. Plus, when at SHU, students shall complete their program by means of taking 40% classes of SHU's liberal arts exploration and 60% from the major they will be pursuing. And under the assumption that students complete 30 credit hours of work each year, each academic year, this will mean 12 credit hours of LAE and 18 credit hours of major classes. And major scholarship already mentioned by the Nevers. Additionally, performing arts scholarship are also available. Only those students who participate in a performing art, and it is almost average $2,000 per year. SHU's International Admission and Immigration Support Service Office helping with the visa process. That was the question by these students. The expense is roughly, this is not the standard, okay, $60 to $80 for shipping the I-20 document to each student's personal address in India. And in addition, the Offices of International Admissions and Immigration Support Services of the SHU will host an online group information session to help and prepare the students for visa interview. And during this process, you will be supported by International Admissions Office of SHU in conjunction with the Residential Life and Immigration Support Services Office. So if a student cannot secure a visa to enroll in a fall intake, then the student cannot partake in this specific program. However, he or she is encouraged to complete their B.Tech at IU and apply for master degree at SHU. And an option of participating in a summer program at SHU between completing the B.Tech and enrolling in a master's program will be provided to the students. So following the completion of all your bachelor degree at SHU, you are welcome to enroll at another university of your choice to further your education for a master's degree, or you may transition seamlessly to SHU's bachelor program to one of SHU's many master's degree program. As Nevers already mentioned, it is very seamless transition from bachelor to master's program. Now the question may be, is a master degree in the same field available at SHU, or what will be the process? So during the time you will be studying at SHU to complete your bachelor degree, the Office of International Admissions will offer you guidance through the process of researching, applying and enrolling seamlessly into master program at SHU. Now IU associated with SHU's master degree program, then IU respects SHU's master degree program and encourages students to pursue if personally interested. Now Center for Career, as mentioned by the Nevers, Center for Careers and Professional Development offers assistance with finding internships, resume writing, cover letter writing, interview and job search skill development, and host career panel discussion, networking events, employer on-campus interviewing and job fairs. That means students are eligible to do job over there, subject to they fulfill the legal requirements for their job or employment at IUSA. So this is an individual matter, and you can certainly apply for optional practical training, OPT, and get a job in the United States. You can also return to your home country and pursue career there. Plus, every international student who spends at least one full academic year in an American institutions of higher education and completes its degree is eligible for optional practical training. These are the as on date fees, may vary here and there with time. Okay, so this might be in interest of the students. So this is what I wanted to share, and I hope I have replied for all the queries.
Queries, true, sir. True,
Okay,
sir. It was
if you have
wonderful,
any
sir.
queries.
Still, I think the audience, who have posed the questions, they might be satisfied only when you have answered them in person, provided time permits. That is what I want to know from the panelists. Almost you have covered everything, I know. And the audience can get all these details on the website also, our website also. Am I right, sir? Please correct me if I'm wrong.
I would like to reply, and then I think Wojciech and Nevers can take up. Sacred Heart University में free में admission मिलता है, free में कुछ भी नहीं होता है. You have to work hard. आपको everything is having cost. Nothing is for free. If it is free, no value. Remember that. Second is, sir, I got 45% in board exam. Can I get admission in computer science? You are eligible to apply for admission to computer science or any other branch also as per AICTE norms. For Gujket exam, government has declared the date, so we have to wait for the situation. And how financial that university can put you in contact with the bank for seamless loan facility. Okay, but ultimately you have to get the loan facility, you have to avail it. B.Tech in information technology, computer science and engineering is much better, what I can suggest. My file for US green card is open. I'm expecting to move US next year. Can my son complete first year in India and second year onwards at US SHU? So I think Corey or
this is a question from the guardian.
A question from the guardian,
Yes.
but they may reply for this question. Would you like to reply, Wojciech or Nevers?
Yes, in the chat I can see a question. Is that the one that you're referring to? After completion of 1 year study, can we stay for work only? Chances of getting IELTS is necessary. So
yes.
Let me reply very quickly.
Open for US green card. Yeah, that is
yes. So let me reply very quickly by saying yes. Yes, you are coming in for 1 year to study, but after, as Professor Vias mentioned, showing you the frequently asked questions, after you actually complete at least 1 year of study, so that one last year, the 4th year, and graduating from Sacred Heart University, you are eligible to stay in the United States for up to 3 years and do your optional practical training by working for salary. So you are fully eligible to earn money in the United States for 3 years, because those bachelor's degree that we have agreements with on a 3+1 level with Indrashil University are STEM approved, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And STEM OPTs are 3 years. So yes, the answer is of course. You will be actually able to stay for 4 years in the United States. One of those will be completing your degree, and then 3 of them will be to work. It may happen that the company that you will work for during your 3-year OPT may actually sponsor you for your H-1B and green card afterwards. But that's already something that's between you and the company. The university will help you in your OPT, but then you take it from the company, with the company, and see if you're eligible for that. And many of our students do it. When it comes to IELTS, yes, IELTS is only one of a whole number of tests that you would need to. So yes, you have to prove to us that you have the English language ability, and you can do it with one of many tests. IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo, which is, I guess, one of the least expensive ones at this point. We have also our own internal a test that we can give you as long as it's proctored properly. So there are ways to verify your linguistic admission ability that does not have to be so expensive as taking the actual TOEFL or IELTS. Is there anything else that I'm missing? What about placement after 4th year? The placement after 4th year, well, you know, you have a year to identify, you know, you're studying and you're engaged with industry leaders who are coming for speeches and presentations and who also teach you. We have our career services office that will reach out to you multiple times. You can do it as well on your own, or you can network with your older friends. You have students who are graduate students who are also from India, who are studying in these degree programs. So you can do a lot of networking within that last year of studies to actually be able to identify a company that potentially hire you for your optional practical training. And companies like doing this because you are, you know, an inexpensive employee for them. They don't have to pay all of these benefits because you're already a student. So there are reasons why in some cases, actual OPT student is more attractive to companies than a regional local person. So we encourage you to start looking out and kind of sniffing around as, you know, after you settle down in your courses during your first semester. And we are absolutely convinced that thanks to our location near New York City and near enough to Boston, and in this kind of very large computer science strip of the United States, you will be able to land that optional practical training position for yourself. Is there anything else that we're missing here? Ms. Namrata.
Yeah, it's who will help in visa process, which was already handled by Ms. Corey over there. Yeah, who will be handling, you know, visa process? Who will be helping them in visa process?
Corey, would you like to take that?
Oh yes, absolutely. We do help in the visa process. The visa process, the steps towards a visa first requires an admission. And the student then will commit to enrolling at Sacred Heart. And at that point, we make sure that you have all the financial documentation required in order to have what is called the I-20 form. The I-20 is a US government form. It's a document that has to be completed and is then issued back to the student, which the student then uses to create an interview for their visa appointment. And then we'll have a training with the student about what to say, how to dress, you know, common questions that are typically asked during the visa appointment. And we'll give all the instructions for what the student is required to bring to that appointment, which would require, you know, the copy of the I-20 form, the copy of the acceptance letter, the original I-20 form, excuse me, not a copy, but the original I-20 document, the acceptance letter, financial documentation indicating that you have the financial ability to pay the cost to live and study in the United States for the duration of your program. So in the case of the 1 year, it would be the 1 year undergraduate experience. And information that would come from Sacred Heart also about scholarship that might be offered for the student and so on. So then the student would go for the visa appointment and receive the visa. And then at that point, you let us know that you received the visa, and we start to have conversations with you about your physical arrival to campus. So that's a step-by-step experience in how we assist in the visa process.
Maybe the interconnected question would be that how long this process will take. The process has already been briefed, but that how much time will it take, you know, to complete this process?
So the visa process, first of all, the I-20 documentation cannot be sent to a student until 120 days prior to the start of their program. So for students who would be entering in September, the visa paperwork cannot be issued to the students until 3 months prior. So that's the earliest that it would start. And upon receipt of the I-20 to the student, the instructions are for you, at that point, the student can then go online and fill out a government form and pay an application fee to set the appointment for the visa interview. So it can take 3 months, right? It can take, you know, there are certain restrictions. For example, my students from India who are coming in September, typically the time slot for their visa appointments, the earliest historically has been mid-May, okay? So you're looking at the possibility of having your visa appointment organized and clean and clear and your visa in hand by the earliest, the 3rd or 4th week in May, and that's if everything goes very well. But there are many, 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 many students in India who are looking to come to the United States and need a visa.
Yeah.
So you have to get in queue to get that interview. It doesn't just happen the next day where you sign up and you get an appointment the next day. Your visa appointment might not be until August, like the early part of August. So always, 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 the earliest you get your experience, the earliest you get your paperwork, the earliest you get your application for admission submitted, the earliest we know we can put you in queue to get your documentation to go for the visa appointment. And then the earliest you'll get the I-20, which means the earliest you can schedule your visa interview. So it is a step-by-step process. It can take some time. Start with the application for admission, and then let us guide you through the rest of those steps thereafter.
Thank you so much. And again, there is yet another question, that is that how long that visa duration will be there, the F1 visa which the students will be getting during admission at SHU. So how long that validity of that visa will be there? Any, Dr.
Well, that's a good question. The visa is eligible for the amount of time that you're studying at the university. And then depending on the program that you complete, your eligibility retains itself through the OPT experience. So although most of the programs that the students we anticipate would study from your school will be in the STEM industry, that will be able to, they would allow them to extend their time in the United States up to 36 months after they've completed their degree in the United States. So the visa is program, degree specific, as well as OPT specific. Now, the one piece that I do want to add to this is if a student came to us for 1 year and completed their second bachelor's degree, because they're going to do one at IU and then the second one at Sacred Heart, then they chose to stay an additional 1.5 years to do a master's degree. They're still under that same visa. That's totally fine. So now you're in a situation where you've got one visa and you've extended that time because you've gone from a bachelor's degree to a master's degree. And at that time, you're also going to be able to extend 3 years after, 36 months after your master's degree, all right? So there are opportunities as well. And I know this is a lot of information and everyone has been so patiently hanging on to this conversation, but there are opportunities for students to complete their bachelor's degree, live legally, you know, on their visa in the US under the OPT timeframe, and then go for their master's degree. So they have a window of time where maybe they're not studying, but they're working. And then they come back to studying. But you just have to be, very careful that you're following the rules and regulations and that you are getting the advice from experts and not from a friend, and that you understand the rules and regulations under which you are bound when you're in the United States studying on a student visa. So it's a complex answer with a lot of possibilities.
Yes.
So
kind of attaching to that, I'm sorry,
yes,
attaching to that, when you're talking about the bachelor's and then master's degree, yes, you can, after completing your bachelor's degree, you can engage in a 3-year OPT and then come back for your master's, get that master's degree, and then you're eligible for another period of 3 years of work. But if you wanted to do it progressively, focusing only on education first, so if you wanted to complete a bachelor's degree and then automatically move into a master's degree, that's also perfectly okay with us. I understand from some of the comments that were out there that this process will increase the cost for you. Yes, but then when you're going into the OPT program after your master's degree, the pay is usually higher than when you are entering the job market only with a bachelor's degree. I mean, in either case, the pay is decent, but I would believe that with a master's degree or OPT, entry-level salary would be higher. There is another question here: is how is the weather during all the seasons?
Exactly.
Well, we go from anywhere between, let's say, -5 Celsius in winter with some snow, all the way to +42, which is what we have today in Connecticut. It's going to be one of the hottest days of the year. So we have a full variety of programs. We have a full variety of weathers. And to be honest with you, the one that that is my favorite, is the fall. Connecticut is one of those states that is famous for the largest concentration of leafy trees. So when you see those very colorful leaves in the fall, in autumn, in the United States, they're very likely taken in Connecticut. Another question is, I go completely anti-thematically in this: can I get citizenship after completion of studies? The answer is that depends on you.
That is what the fascination is. Yes, sir.
Yes, that depends on you and the company. Like we said, as an educational institution, we will provide you with an F1 student visa. But as you graduate yourself into the company, into the OPT program, that OPT can become an H-1B, which is a professional worker visa. And then that professional worker visa can transition into a green card seamlessly. And then after green card, if you fulfill all rules and regulations of the green card, then it automatically becomes a citizenship. And that is indeed the cleanest and the most appropriate way to obtain citizenship in the United States.
I'm
If
sure that
if I could just add to that,
yes.
that, you know, I've worked with students for a number of years, and on the recruitment side. And at the very least, I tell students, I know the goal that you have personally might be lofty, you know, might be the citizenship piece, might be the H-1 visa piece, and that's totally acceptable and fine. But like anything in life, I tell students just to be cautious about expectations along the way. And at the very least, if you were to come to Sacred Heart for just a year, now I guarantee you if you came for a year, you will want to stay. But if you just came for a year, that's a year's life experience that you personally have, that a friend who doesn't come for that year never received. And it's a life learning experience, and it's life changing, and it is something, sure, it will impact your resume, sure, but it's, at the very least, it's a life experience that you will have appreciated doing. And then if everything else falls into place along the way, like the H1 and that's fantastic. Then you've attained your ultimate goal. But there is still value in the experience for the short term.
Thank you. I second your thought.
Sorry.
Yeah, I second Ms. Corey's thought, you know, that earning experience and skills and learning is more important than earning citizenship, which actually people have that fascination and dream for. Yes, sir, you were saying something. Can we take more questions, you know?
Yes, I have identified 2 more questions here.
Yeah,
Are
sure.
psychology degrees offered? We have a bachelor's degree in psychology on the liberal arts side. It's in the College of Arts and Sciences. And the other question, a very important one, what about a handicapped student who wants to come to the United States? Sacred Heart University is handicapped friendly university. We don't discriminate against any of handicaps, and we have all sorts of assistance opportunities. We are known to be an accessible campus. Our website is also fully accessible. As long as you let us know at the application process about your handicap, we will be able to meet your requirements, because that's who we are. We have students on wheelchairs, we have blind students, and students with all sorts of other handicaps, both physical and emotional, studying at Sacred Heart University. And we, as I said, our arms are open.
Thank you for being so empathetic and proactive in answering, you know, these questions Do we have more questions, Dr. Sumit, Dr. Vyas? I think we are done with almost all the questions, and
Yes.
okay, we have already overshot the time slot also. Now it's customary to wrap up and express our gratitude to all the keynote speakers who are with us, who have accepted our invitation and have spent their valuable time with us. And especially Dr. Wojciech and Ms. Corey are to be thanked on behalf of Indrashil University. I also thank Dr. Vyas, Dr. Bharti Dave, both deans at School of Engineering and School of Science respectively, Dr. Sumit Chaudhary and Mr. Abhinand Pandya, who actually is the project head and he's from the management side. He has been through and through with the entire webinar. And also I thank the entire management as well as admission team and as well the people who are supporting at the back end for this wonderful arrangement. And I am sure, we are going to share, that YouTube link of the campus tour of Sacred Heart, which we will be, posting on our website. That is how, we can complete this circle. That is what we look forward for. So thank you all. And all I wish is to stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. And that is what and this is how I end here. And thank you so much once again. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Wojciech. Thank you, Miss Corey.